think we're on day 4 now. It's actually more than day 4, but day 4 of work because day 3 there was no work being done. So we were waiting on the plumbers. Plumbers came and left. They actually got more work out of us, and I'm going to show you that today. But now in the bathroom, we have our new floor. So not only was the wall uneven, so we got that fixed. Those furring strips, or whatever you want to call them, are thinner on this side than that side, so now that wall is going to be even. The floor wasn't even. So we have a second layer of floorboard over our subfloor, and you can still see where the toilet sits. It's going to be above that, but we still have to put our layers of specialty flooring down and then our tile floor. But we got our shower pan in, so this is awesome right now that that's in. We got all new plumbing. So right here, he made our box for our inlay that we're going to have. All tile everywhere. Tile over this old enclosure, because that used to be a window that you can go back to the first video and watch. They had to redo the plumbing because it used to go straight up, so now it goes over to the side and up. And a guy that was about 130 pounds, who also was named Christian, got into that crawl space, redid all of that stuff. The good thing is we had a lot of major plumbing issues when we moved into the house. That set us back roughly around $10,000 because the toilet and everything was backflowing. We found out that a pipe was collapsed. Big headache. Had to cut down one of the best trees on our property. They had to dig up the yard, redo all that piping. That's why our driveway is still jacked up. That's why we had to get sod, all that kind of stuff. Now, the other interesting thing, the house used to be on a well. In the town of Highland, that is illegal, and can't do that anymore because that is considered free water. So we had a water pump and everything that is on the inside of the house. So if you remember back in my videos way back when I was showing that we didn't have water, the spigots weren't working, drove me nuts because I wanted a house that had a garage and running water on the outside, so because I'm a car freak and I love washing my car. So this is kind of odd, but in that box, they basically just made a wooden enclosure that actually housed the pump for the well and actually goes straight down to the well. There's an actual hole in the ground going into the earth that is just open into this box into our house. That's unsettling to me. So Julia has done amazing things with this room, painted the room, gave it some decor, all that stuff. Eventually these doors are going to get painted. The plumber had to come in here and do a ton of work. So that's the old pump. It's busted. It's like completely burnt out. It doesn't work anymore. That switch is to turn that on. However, every time you kick this on, it knocks out all the power in the breaker to this entire room. This is the meter that runs the water. So all of these pipes right here needed to be replaced because of something called a check valve. We didn't have one, and the guy goes, I can't do anything because the very first question that the inspector is going to ask is, where's the check valve? So we got a check valve. He gave us a good deal, so he is going to end up tearing all of this out. You can't see because it's dark, but there's a massive hole down there through the cement, through the actual structure surface of the house into the ground that goes all the way down to the well. It's covered with sand, dirt, all that stuff. The well goes down about 50 feet. Again, super weird, kind of gross to me because who knows what has access to come in there into the house because this box is not sealed very well at all. Okay, like it's literally not sealed at all. You can see it moving. All of that's getting ripped out. That makes me very happy at a reasonable cost, like very reasonable. All of those pipes go from that box up through the wall, up over this ceiling, into this closet, to our hot water heater. This is brand spanking new. We had issues with our old one, and home warranty ended up replacing all of this. We paid all this fancy stuff. However, that is a surge tank, which is also needed because apparently back in the day, if these hot water heaters ended up blowing out, it would actually explode and shoot up because hot water has pressure. So that is a relief valve-ish thing where that hot water will explode or blow that way. All safety stuff. All safety stuff. Which is odd that the people that replaced the hot water heater didn't do that in the first place. However, you might be asking, what's this weird old tank? Because that looks sure similar to that. Well, that, my friends, is the old holding tank for the well that we don't have anymore, just taking up tons of space. So he said, you guys can get rid of this. It's a nuisance. It's going to be a lot of work. Kind of scared us on the front end because it's going to be all labor stuff. Well, we already have everything torn out. We're getting a new bathroom. We already had the guy here. He already did work for us. He seemed like a legit guy, so I was like, screw it, whatever. So we are now paying to have two things being done at the same time. We're going to get that all cleaned up so it's less of a nuisance for me. We're going to get this all cleaned up so we can actually utilize this space better because they're going to rip all this piping out, move this over there, and then we can actually use this as an actual closet to actually put stuff in. No, it's not a waste. So this room is coming along nicely. The coolest thing about this is, as of right now, we only had one spigot outside for water to the exterior of the house. Now, there is a spigot on the outside of this wall right there. Okay? It actually, nope, right there. It actually goes through the structure of the wall straight outside. That wasn't working at all. So they made piping, ripped that piping out, put new piping in, gave me a fancy new spigot. Now I have water that can go to the south side of the house and the west side of the house. I'm a happy camper. Didn't cost us a ton of money. My wife is a happy camper, and we are just getting all of these upgrades done on the front end because, one, they are up to code now, which is odd because when we got the house inspected, none of this stuff came up. And it's going to make the house look better and function better for our family. So that's the update so far. Starting tomorrow, drywall is going to start going up. The drywall around the shower, it's called green board. Then he's going to start laying the tile on the wall in that area. And then we wait on the electricians to come in, check everything out, give us the okay, wire everything, and then it's off to the races. I don't want to jinx myself. I really don't. But we think that we're about a week away. So it works out because our vanity, our custom-made vanity, was on so far of back order because of the pandemic and everything going on that it's actually going to show up in perfect time this Friday, probably around the time that he's going to be hopefully having the floor done and putting all that in. So that's like day 4 through day 6. So now you guys are all caught up.